Welcome to our channel US Political News. I am the newscaster. My name is David. I am reaction on this video. The Kennedy Center is shutting down. The Trump appointed board on the Kennedy Center voted this week to take two major steps. The finally close the building for 2 years. Why? They claim the building is in terrible condition and need major renovation. They say an independent inspection found serious problem with the facility, so they went to close it and spend the next years fixing it. And honestly, we all know Donald Trump loves a good renovation. But there is a major problem with this plan. The board has already been told by a judge that it cannot simply shut down the Kennedy Center for years. The reason is pretty simple. Congress provide funding for the Kennedy Center every year so it can continue putting on performance and program. The board may control many of the center operation, but that does not mean it can simply ignore Congress and shut the entire situation down. A judge had already warned them about this week ago, and yet this week the Trump pointed portfolio basically came back and said, "We know the judge said we can't do this, but what if we do it anyway?" And the board voted to move forward. But that was not the only controversy decision. The board also voted to put Donald Trump's name on the building again. Now they apparently knew they could not officially rename the Kennedy Center after Trump, so they came up with another idea. Instead, they voted to add the word restored and renovated by Donald Trump. They also just suggested name the surrounding area Donald Trump President Plaza. So apparently we are still calling it the Kennedy Center, but now it could become something like the Kennedy Center, brought to you by Donald Trump, located in Donald Trump Plaza. And this pointed you almost expect everything about the building to have Trump name on it. The Donald Trump parking lot, the Donald Trump entrance, the Donald Trump elevators, maybe even a Donald Trump gift shop. But here's the important part: Donald Trump is not personally paying for this renovation. He did not write a giant check from his own bank account. The money comes from public funding and congressional appropriations. So why is the board so determined to connect Trump's name to the project? That's what makes this frustrating. The Kennedy Center is supposed to be a major American cultural institution. It is not supposed to become a giant momentum to whichever president happened to his office. And when a board is willing to keep pushing after a judge has already raised legal concerns, that raises an even bigger question: who is really making this decision? The Donald Trump appointed board says it can acting within authority, but critics argue that the board is simply doing what Trump wants, and now the court may have to step in again. The bigger issue that there is not just the Kennedy Center, it's about whether government officials can ignore legal limits simply because they have the political powers to do so. If a court say you cannot do something, you do not get to respond by saying, well, let's vote on it anyway. That's not how the system is supposed to work. And if these decisions are challenged in court, we could soon see another legal battle over Trump influence and the power of these administrations. So this story is far from over. The Kennedy Center may be facing major changes, but the real question is whether Trump relies on continuing pushing their decision without running into the court. And if the court step in again, this could become a much bigger fight than just a building renovation. Stay tuned because this story could get very interesting. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, share and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you do not miss the next update.